Courtney Shove. Courtney Shove, but call me Shove. Hey everyone, this is Courtney Shove, and I am here pretending to be Billie Eilish, and this is Vanity Fair. Just kidding, it's queergirlstraightskates, and we are doing same interview, different year, part 2. That looks like 4, part 2, 2021. Queer Girl Straight Skates! 12/31/2020, New Year's Eve. December 31st, 2021. I am a week and a day away from being 34 years old. 1 week away, well, 1 week and 1 day away from being 35. 54,600. 82,600. Instagram. Duh. Instagram. Ooh, Tess Holiday. I think it's still Tess Holiday and Nicole Byer. The thick set, the pad set with Moxie and 888. Wow. The thick set, yeah. That was my biggest dance time. Now I would say it was being in a Nike series called Come Through. It was on the Nike YouTube channel, and that was my biggest payday to date. Yeah, and then wow, times have changed. That feels like that was forever ago. My mental health, and not like, oh, I'm looking out for my mental health, more like I'm finally going to freaking therapy and ready to take that plunge. So I've been in therapy for a year. It's definitely helped me get like the tools I need, and I have an explanation of what's wrong with me now, which is great. Using coping mechanisms, so that definitely did come true. That was my focus. I'm on medication now. Today I actually took my first Prozac ever, so now I'm on 2 medications. Sometimes I feel like therapy hasn't worked for me, but it has, and it's a work in progress. I guess my biggest thing right now is I don't want to say the same thing, mental health, but it is a journey. Not necessarily just getting the mental health help that I need, but more learning how to celebrate and remember the good times and really enjoy the good days that I have. I'm not sure if I would say successful. I think I'm planting seeds, forever planting seeds for things to grow. I've succeeded at starting many things, but I don't think I have succeeded at finishing anything yet. I think I am successful in many things now. Back then I was just shipping for not much money at Moxie, and now I am a salaried employee. Like, I am a director, which is insane to think about. I'm not struggling anymore with the cost of therapy, and still in school, so I don't really feel successful when it comes to school yet, but I'm getting close. But career-wise, I feel successful. In my relationship, I feel successful. My friendships, I have so many more friendships now than I did before, because I'm learning how to grow. Just the whole influencer side, feeling like trying to be a fat advocate and giving that representation. I was extremely successful this year, from Nike gigs to Adidas gigs to freaking Facebook to the list goes on and on. It sounds like I'm gloating, but I'm very grateful, and I was very successful this year and accomplishing my mission. Knowing what the hell I'm doing. Being more organized. I don't know, like, success kind of scares me. Success is a lot. I don't know, like, I want to be successful, but I guess I have to actually know what I'm trying to succeed at for that to happen. Oh, little baby Shove. I was really insecure then. I was still trying to figure things out, hence why I went to therapy. Love that I can hear Bowie snoring in the background of all this as well. He's a little more quiet today, so that's great. Next year, I would love to see possibly looking for a house to buy, at least by the end of the year. That could be a little insane. I would like to succeed as making Rebel my fiance, but I told her 2 years, so I doubt that'll happen in this next year. And I don't know, I think that's the main things. To get back into my artwork, that'd be cool, but I'm kind of back and forth on that right now. Kind of on a hiatus with my artistry. Yeah. Well, it's hard to say because I can't really go anywhere, but the fact that the few times I have gone out, I've been recognized every time by someone. The odds are pretty high on that. I guess I'm really scared or nervous about when the world opens up. Like, how crazy it's gonna be. Because at, like, 10K followers, maybe less, at RollerCon, I know, like, everyone was coming up and, like, saying, oh my god, it's Shove, blah, blah. And that was unbelievable and, like, crazy to be like, I'm nobody. I'm just this random person that skates and talks a lot and very opinionated, and people are recognizing me. And now I have 5 times the amount of followers, and I can only imagine how many people will recognize me then. 2020 was a shit show. Yes, didn't go anywhere. We try not to think about her. 2021, after getting vaccinated, the world felt like it just opened back up, not fully, but had these opportunities to go out and venture. Definitely got recognized in San Francisco with Rebel. Got, of course, not just recognized, but like welcomed by so many skaters in Florida. Apparently I have a whole fan base in Brazil and in the Philippines, which is insane. Yeah, I feel like I get recognized almost anytime I go anywhere now. And definitely a like F-list celebrity, because if you don't roller skate or want to roller skate, you have no idea who I am. But I definitely get recognized 90% of the time I go out now, which is insane. COVID. COVID. Trump's still trying to steal the election. Yeah, mutated virus. So, vaccine. We got a vaccine. We got a vaccine. That's not really in the news right now, that we just had boosters that came. What's big in the news is that another mutation, another variant. Right now it's Omicron. Me and Rebel actually got Delta over like summer, the end of summer. Was that fall?
August.
Yeah. So there's been many mutations, and so that is definitely on the news right now. Looks like things are gonna shut down again because everyone went to big parties on Christmas, and I feel like almost everyone I know has had COVID now or has it right now. It's funny mentioning Trump. I try not to remember that guy. Biden is president now, doing who knows what. And there were Capitol riots like a week after filming that last one. So, yeah, Trump's still around doing crazy things. That's the news. Also, unfortunately, Betty White died this morning, and it's really sad, and it makes me want to binge watch Golden Girls. I think I'm over people that are super quick to judge and jump on bandwagons. Like, I think it's really hard with the internet to form your own opinion, and sometimes people just see something and all go with it at the same time. And I'm just over people not really seeing something, processing it, and making an intelligent decision of whether they should believe it or find more information out about it. And I feel like that's been pretty rampant, along with being over the dumpster fire that is Reddit in the skate community. It's not always bad, but I feel like there's a handful of skaters that don't know that the people they're talking about who are skaters too are also in those groups, and then they feel like they can't comment anything because there's posts made about them. And yeah, like skaters that have a big following are just like you. We're normal people, so it's kind of weird to have like tabloid like posts about them. So yeah, that's what I'm pretty much over. The biggest rumor is that me and Rebel are rich. That we're rich and rolling in the dough, and how dare we ever complain about financial stress. Honestly, like when it comes to the biggest rumor, I really can't think of one right now. I think like the rumors that are attached to me are because of the place I work, and I think like the rumor is that like Moxie's this big huge company and like Shove's part of it, but they have like hundreds of employees and they know everything that's going on in every skate shop because they're Moxie. And it's like, nah, fool, there's like 4 of us working in that office. Well, 5 of us now, and then we have a few employees that work in other states. And sometimes I feel like I get attached to customer problems with that, and it's like even we're like, we don't know what's going on because you got that from another store and we're just trying to survive because again, we're just skaters. But yeah, I'm just Shove. I work for a skate shop that's online, and that's pretty much all that's up to me. That's the only rumor I could kind of break right now. I guess my first one that comes to thought was this summer when there were call outs being made about like Moxie and estrogen's past and things that were like problematic but called racist at the time. And then for me knowing estrogen as a personal close friend and standing by them and choosing to stand by Moxie because I know what's in the good of their hearts, and also being a Black queer woman, I know the good in their hearts. Just seeing it and standing by it, and I feel like a big part of the skate community turned against me for choosing my alliances and standing in what I believe in, and even to the point where some other Black skaters told me that I wasn't Black, that I wasn't Black enough, and how dare I take the side. And even if the ones that did believe, like, yeah, you're Black, but you're a traitor, basically. And it really hurt, but I had to listen to my heart and choose what was right, because these are people on the internet that have never met this person, and I know people personally, and I know the good in their heart, and there are people I've met personally that deserved to be dragged, and this was not one. And that was when I took a break, 3-day break off of social media, and I cried a lot, and I hit her really low, and I felt like I couldn't trust anyone in the skate community for a really long time. And I think I'm finally now starting to even go back social media wise the way I was prior to that. But that was probably like my lowest moment. That was really low. That made me almost want to cry. To this day, there's sometimes when I go to around like new skaters, I wonder if they're one of the people that were talking so much crap on the internet. I see some of those people that befriend and smile and even go to the house of the people that they were calling out and making all these accusations about. So it kind of sucks, because it's like that pain stays there, and that's what I'm talking about when people go wild on the internet but then turn around and want to be your friend, and it sucks. For me, my lowest point this year would be right after the Nike documentary. When it came out, I think I was just so excited for it and was like, this is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see what it does for the skate community. That I wasn't prepared for the fat phobia of the real world, because in the real world, as they say on Skate Date the podcast, we're so inclusive and the fat phobia is so minuscule. But in the real world, it's still thriving, and it's a major issue. And there were just hundreds on hundreds of fat phobic, hurtful comments about my body. And the skate community didn't get to it till later when like we posted about it. So there was like almost no love on that page. And it put me in a really dark place, and it was really triggering. But that definitely was probably my lowest. My highest point was getting a car that wasn't brand new but was new to me. My first non-hoopty car. It was a former rental car and I got it from a dealership and it wasn't falling apart, and it finally was the first time that my dad saw. Well, basically I got the car because of making the deal with the pad set, and I was like, I need to get this car because my car is falling apart. And the first thing I did was go to my dad's house. And it was the first time in my life my dad told me he was proud of me. And he said that my mom that passed away would also be proud of me. And my dad cried, and I felt like finally he gets it and respects what I do. Highest point. Oh my gosh. There were so many highs. Like things were just like popping off this year, and it was so great. I got to experience being on set a lot and working with a lot of like amazing people, so that was awesome. Mixed with just like putting myself out there and like skating with people that I have never met in person before. There were a lot of high points. I can't really pinpoint it to just one. We'll go with one that's appropriate for the moment because it's New Year's Eve. 200 Cigarettes. It has Courtney Love in it, who I've named myself after. Dave Chappelle is narrating it, and it has like literally like has so many people in it. So many famous people. Highly recommend it. Everyone should watch it if you haven't. It's hilarious, and it's one of those movies where everyone like knows each other in the end, and Elvis Costello's in it. Alright, so me and Rebel need to try to watch it this year because she still hasn't seen it. Hopefully I can find it. My favorite movie. What's crazy is I feel like I saw movies this year, then I was like, wow, this goes like on the top. And now I have no idea. Let's just say 200 Cigarettes. Next. Skate-wise, I love when I find a really good long hill and I can just carve down it and pick up that speed and get a little scared about like, am I gonna die at this moment? One rock will end my life. Just feeling the wind in my face and in my wig and just feeling free for that moment. I feel like everything else in life just goes away. So going downhill is my favorite, or just the right time of day, the perfect weather, just cruising on a beautiful street is also. Nothing will ever beat the feeling of a hill, let's be honest, but I really enjoy when you're on the ramp and jumping because I feel like you really got to push yourself each time, and when you get a little bit higher, it just feels amazing. This year, my depression has been real, and the skating has not been as often, and it sucks, but that's what it is, and sometimes our mental health keeps us from doing the things we love. Blue. The answer is always blue, but pink and red have been tugging at my heart lately. Pressure, always. I feel pressure from Rebel to be the perfect girlfriend, which she doesn't pressure me personally, but I put that personal pressure on myself. I feel pressure to be the perfect influencer. When I say things that people don't agree with, I always get, you're my favorite skater, you were, but you believe in Black Lives Matter. Like, duh. Like, or little things, just feeling like, why am I being, like, pressured to be this perfect person that believes everything else that other people have to believe? I feel pressured to create content, to keep a status that somehow has been given to me, and before it was just for like, I'm doing it for fun, and now sometimes I feel the pressure to like not let it slip through my fingers. I feel pressured to do well in school and get my license and make something out of myself. I feel pressured to have an actual career versus just doing what I want for the rest of my life because it's an endless rat race. Yeah, I guess that's most of all the things I feel pressured to be. I don't really feel pressured anymore with a lot of things. Frankly, my dear, because I don't give a damn. There was a point where my numbers kept dropping, and even though I knew on Instagram like everyone's were kind of dropping, I felt personally attacked because, you know, that's how my mind works. And I felt that pressure really strong. And after feeling that for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I realized I didn't care. And I don't post as much. I will post whatever I want, sometimes not skate related. I am realizing that there's so many bigger things to life than social media. And so I just do me. I guess the advice I'd give myself a year ago would be meet up with those people that want to go skating, that you're like so anxious and scared about meeting people and strangers for the first time. Like, go to those park meetups, go to those random rollouts where you don't know anyone. I think I definitely took a lot of that for granted, not knowing that I was going to be locked in and terrified of people and groups for a whole year. And I think before it was just anxieties here and there, but I could push through. And now I literally can't hang out with people. And a year ago, I would have just told myself, like, literally just do it. Just push through. Make as many friends as possible. And don't be afraid of trying new things. Because for a year, you won't be able to try anything new. Oh, I look so pretty right there. Conceited, sorry. That happened. I skated with so many people. I didn't go to too many meetups, but hello, I did go all the way to Miami, and I even taught a clinic at a skate park. I did so well, and I had one like panic attack where I left, but I actually didn't just like skate with people, I engaged with them, and I feel like usually I close off, and I made sure I didn't take that for granted. And I guess to the person in the video a year ago, I would tell them not to be so scared, just to put more trust into things and to give themselves more grace. A few years from now, I'll probably be living in outer space. A few years from now, I hope that my skate journey has been leveled up a little bit, that my endurance that was here pre-COVID is back and tripled to even better. I might in 3 years be like even back in derby, because sometimes I miss it. And I just hope that I've created more substantial things for the skate community that they can use, that will keep making sure that the skate community is looking out for marginalized bodies and that everyone feels welcome to the skate community. I don't just want to be the representation. I hope that like I'm actually actively going and speaking to people and like encouraging them to love themselves and believe in body positivity in and out of skating. And that, I don't know, I just hope that my platform, if it grows, that I'm able to reach out to more people and just spread the joy that I feel. Good thing that the question said a few years from there, because endurance still shot, COVID body still rocking. I feel like in a few years I would love to definitely be a homeowner and with awesome paintings all over the walls. And maybe be planning a wedding. I don't know, with Rebel or someone else.
Oh my god, what the hell?
And I just, you know, and like thinking back about what I said there is, it made me think of like the highest moment or highlight of this last year, and I totally should have said the Suns Out, Buns Out rollout, because it wasn't able to happen because 2020, duh. But we had like about 1,000 people come out with their skates and all sorts of wheels on their feet. And I think that did make me early accomplish the first step of making sure that my message really is getting out there, because people flew out from other states for a rollout to skate for body positivity. And that means I am on the right track. and one step closer to spreading it to other places physically. The skate community is wiggity whack, yo. Just kidding. The skate community is a blossoming, huge force to be reckoned with. The skate community is unforgiving and loving, and it has this grit like no other. Like, we kind of have this mass belief on like, this is what we stand for and this is what we don't, and if you go against the grain, we will tear you down because we want to be good. But with that being said, I think sometimes with COVID and everyone only knowing each other through internet, that the skate community can be a little too quick to judge, and I've seen too much misinformation out there. I don't know, the skate community is crazy like right now. It's just gonna be so big, and when the world opens up, we'll all be unified and get to meet people from behind these little black screens in our hands, and it'll be great. But I just think it's so hard because now the community is so huge, and they don't know skate park rules. They don't know like about rollouts. They don't know these amazing things. They don't know how to learn from each other and challenge each other versus just watching queergirlstraightskates or another YouTuber and learning how to do things. And that works to an extent. But the skate community is just like, they don't know. They don't really know how great this community is right now. And so it's going to be interesting to see with the fact that it's like doubled or tripled where it's going. But for now, I feel pretty good about the skate community. I feel hopeful about it. I see that some of the issues I mentioned, I can still see how they're going. But that's minuscule to the comparison of how amazing the skate community still is, and that fear of, ooh, it's grown so fast, how will it be? These pandemic rollers are amazing. They have, many of them like surpassed like people that have been skating for years. I feel like a huge percentage of all those people that bought skates last year are still going hard. You go to the skate park and you see that now they know the etiquette for the most part. You had more people coming out and skating like out of their houses to teach those people, and it is really each one teach one, and it feels like, I don't know, like it's so much bigger. It definitely is. And that love that everyone has for skating, like the stoke is just like grown so much, and it's so amazing to see. And there are skaters freaking everywhere, and I love it. And the community is growing more and more each day. In the next year, when it comes to skating, I really hope that I get to travel with my skates. And I don't just mean like go to San Diego and hang out or go up north. Like, I want to travel. I want to go to major cities when COVID's over. I want to go to other countries. I've been out of the country once, so I think it'd be so cool to host body posi rollouts in different major cities and like meet all these amazing people that follow me that are always like, come out and skate with us. I want to do that, and I want to help out at skate camp, at Moxie Skate Camp. And I just really, it's not really about like tricks and my skate abilities that I want to grow. I want to grow the community and give back to it. I want to help unify it, and that's what I want to do with skating next. Pandemic still is going strong, is going strong. So, no, but there was one like sweet period where it was like between Delta and this Omni, whatever. And that sweet spot, I did get to take my skates and go to Miami, and that was epic. We did go to San Francisco, which I know that's just California, but there wasn't much traveling, and I don't know, I want to say next year, but you don't know. Like, we do have plans, but pandemics last years and years, so we'll see. I don't want to make any plans. So my skate goal plans, I guess, would be just to put my skates on more. But I don't want to put that pressure on me to have to feel like I have to put them on. I want to put them on, but the energy, unfortunately, hasn't been there as often as I wish. So I hope that I can find that mental space to skate more. my mental state. Feeling comfortable in my body, not because of the size, but just feeling very sluggish and needing to get moving more. I hope that therapy helped you not necessarily be happy, but learn how to survive and to at least go through the day and be like, this is good. Way to make me cry. Therapy did help me with that. I hope that the new meds you started today do you good and can get you even in a better place mentally. And I hope that you're not so hard on yourself anymore. That made me cry because it was just, I know how dark things were last year. And therapy definitely did give me a lot of the tools and the medication paired with it. Finding out that I'm bipolar and have complex PTSD and depression, anxiety, and the list goes on and on. But learning like what coping mechanisms work for me and stuff like that, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of that did help. So, yeah. It's really hard to come up with predictions because it's just like, fuck this year, and it makes me want to be like, fuck next year too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same shit throughout the year.
True. That's true, yeah.
Future predictions for next year. QAnon will raise and probably take over the whole country, and we will be like a Handmaid's Tale.
Please,
I
no.
hope not. Predictions for next year. I honestly think that as time goes by and the weaker this virus is getting, even though it's more contagious, I think, like the CDC just said with this new 5-day thing, it is what it is. And I think we're just going to start getting sick, and it's going to be like the flu. Hopefully it just like gets weaker and weaker, and we probably will still have to wear masks though, because we just don't want to be sick, because that's just not fun. But I think we're just gonna be like, everything's open and we gotta go back to normal. And if that happens, like, I guess yay, exciting sort of. But I guess that's my prediction. Or the world will simply just end with a flaming comet heading towards Earth, and we all go night-night for a really long time.
Do you want to make any predictions about your life?
Predictions on my personal life. I don't know. I think I'll just be a little happier. I think each year I get a little happier and happier, and there's nothing specific to that, and I think there doesn't need to be. Alright, thanks for watching. That was kind of entertaining and cool to see, to be honest, and I can't wait for next year. That was rough. I only cried like twice, so yay. Anyways, I hope that you watch Rebel's version of this if you haven't already. See you next year.